Howdy, music fans. Thanks for joining me today. I'm jumping on a thread from JC at the flip side. And I caught this from Physical Format Rock and Roll, Gary's channel. It is show 5 albums you would like to see get the royal treatment, get remastered, reissued, re-released, box set, whatever. Mainly, it has to do with the sound of the album. This is kind of hard for me to do. I wasn't really sure. I had to think a little bit. I did find a few. Nothing that anybody's going to go, you know, yeah, that one over. But they're ones that I thought about that are just, well, I'll just explain each one as I go. So how's that? So my first pick is going to be Bob Dylan's Street Legal. And the reason I'm picking this one is not because it doesn't sound great, but because it's, I think, his one of his greatest later albums in the late '70s. I think it's a fantastic album, and I think maybe if it got a once over and got some more treatment, got the special treatment for remastering, it would sound even better. That's all. But I think it's a great album, and I think it probably, like any of these albums, could sound better if they got better treatment. This was done in '78, so there's definitely better technology since then. Okay, next I'm gonna pick my babe Joan, Jett and the Blackhearts, Up Your Alley. This one came out in '88, I think it was, and it could certainly probably use a treatment since then. Some of this is a little bit muddy, or that's not the right word, but some of it, I'm not real big. I don't know the tech stuff, but and this audiophile stuff, and the language, but it definitely could use a treatment to make it really pop, really jump out at you. Again, not that it doesn't already sound great, but Up Your Alley by Joan Jett. Next, I picked Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Long After Dark. I think this was '85, and it's a really underrated Tom Petty album. I think it's really solid all the way through. There's not a bad track on it. I love this album. It's just a solid little rock and roll record, and I've heard that he didn't like it very much, and then I read more recently that it just, in his eyes, it didn't get much of a chance because of promotional stuff. But I think it's a fantastic record, and it could be cleaned up a little bit and sound even better than it already does. Again, like the Joan Jett, it could pop and really jump out at you. Great rock and roll record. All right, next one that probably is on nobody's radar, Ron Wood's Give Me Some Neck. And again, it's not because it doesn't sound great already, but it just could probably use better treatment and make it really, really jump out at you and sparkle and pop. It's a great album. This is another one where I don't think there's a track on it I don't like. I think I like every single track on this album. And of Ron Wood's solo albums, which I like pretty much all of them, just about all of them, this I think is in his top two, or maybe his top one. I think it's a fantastic album, and this came out in, I don't know, '74, '75, somewhere in there in the '70s, and it could definitely use a once over, clean it up a little. And last but not least, this one I did have an actual reason for, Warren Zevon's Warren Zevon, his first album. This one, it's just not very loud. Literally, you really can't play this album loud. I mean, you have to really crank it to get any volume out of it. And it's a fantastic debut album. I don't know if it's his debut because there's some other stuff that came out a little earlier, but this is, I think people kind of think of this as this is the album, his first album. And it's got, Muhammad's Right Radio, Frank and Jesse James, Mama Couldn't Be Persuaded. God, everything on this is fantastic. Poor, Poor, Pitiful Me, which Linda Ronstadt covered. I'll Sleep When I'm Dead. Carmelita is on this. Join Me in L.A., Desperados, Under the Eaves, The French Inhaler. There isn't a bad song on this. Did I say Muhammad's Radio? What a great album. Hasten Down the Wind. So I think that there was a deluxe version released of this, but you can't get it for it's expensive, and I don't know if it's even remastered, or it's very hard to find, very hard to get. So it'd be nice if they'd put this on the market, remaster it if it isn't already, but get it out on the market and make it so that you can buy it for $10, $15. I think it might even be a double disc and have some extra tracks if there is one of these, the deluxe version. But like I say, not impossible to get, but you know, if you want to spend whatever, 40 bucks on a CD, I don't know, it's something like that or more, which some of you might say, well, what? That's it? But for me, 15 bucks, you know, and 20 if I'm at a show, maybe to give it to the band. 15 to 20 bucks is like, I like to be my limit. I might do actually a video on CDs that I've spent more than that on. But anyway, these are my picks. Warren Zevon, Ron Wood's Give Me Some Neck, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Long After Dark, Joan, Jett and the Blackhearts, Up Your Alley, and Bob Dylan's Street Legal. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Bye.